Matthew, do stay with us as, of course, we bring our viewers more news, and we head over to Europe next. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that he spoke with US President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner for about an hour on how to end the war with Russia. Zelensky has said that he had a good conversation with the American representatives. This comes as Trump has been pushing for a deal to end the almost 4-year-long war. Now, earlier this week, Zelensky presented a 20-point draft peace plan that he described as the main framework for ending the war. The draft represented a slimmed-down version of an original 28-point plan the US previously discussed with the Russian side that was widely seen as mainly benefiting Moscow as it demanded Kyiv to cede territory and put curbs on its army. Let's in fact listen in to what Zelensky has said.
Сьогодні ж практично годину говорили з представниками президента Сполучених Штатів Америки. Ми говорили зі Стівом Віткофом та Джаредом Кушнером. І це була справді хороша розмова, багато деталей. Є хороші ідеї, ми їх обговорили. Є деякі наші нові ідеї, як наблизити реальний мир. І це стосується форматів, це стосується зустрічей, безумовно, таймінгу. Звісно, щодо сенситивних питань ще треба попрацювати, але ми разом з американською командою розуміємо, як це все забезпечити. Найближчі тижні теж можуть бути інтенсивними. Дякую, Америко, і дякую всім, хто продовжує свій тиск на Росію заради того, щоб там зрозуміли на 100%, що затягування війни буде мати жорсткі наслідки для них, для Росії.
Matthew Vadum joins us once again. Matthew, of course, as this war rages on, as does the diplomacy, we have different updates coming every single day, different statements coming out from top officials. However, it is unclear to know how those talks really went until we get proper announcement. Zelensky, however, has called these round of talks good. How serious should the world take this, or is it posturing in regards to the fact that Russia is gaining on the ground in Ukraine, and the United States, of course, is pretty frequently seen as being favouring Moscow and in its talks?
Well, I'm glad that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is optimistic that talks with the American government are going well, and that may very well be true. But I don't think we've seen any indication from the Russians that their position has changed. Wasn't it just a few days ago that Russian President Vladimir Putin gave a speech, I think it was a few days ago, at the Russian Defense Ministry at a conference saying that Russia's war goals in Ukraine have not changed. Those war goals include, taking over the whole country, replacing the current government with a pro-Russian government, and all the other things that Russia has been trying to do in Ukraine. And he said that that these war goals will be achieved either through negotiation or by military means. So, it's good that Zelensky is feeling good about how his side is doing, but I don't think it changes the fact that Russia still is pretty focused on winning this war, and I'm not sure what sort of an impact this will have. It has certainly been dragging on for, what is it now, about 4 years. So,
4 years
I
in
think
February.
that, right, 4 years in this February, thank you, that it's pretty clear that Ukraine's Zelensky is growing war weary, and he would like this to end. Although he doesn't want to give up he doesn't want to give up Ukrainian territory. He offered that compromise, that gesture, a few days ago to create the free economic zone, a demilitarized zone somewhere in East Ukraine, in I guess it was in Donbass region. That this free economic zone would not be ruled by either country. and that was held out as sort of an olive branch to the Russians, and I'm not sure if they've responded to that yet. So, Russia has an advantage, but I think there's a stalemate right now, and Ukraine is starting to. Ukrainian interest in resistance seems to be waning right now, whereas Putin is still on offense, focused on winning the war. So I have to wonder how much longer this war is going to go on. But this is just one report of a call that Zelensky had with the people in the Trump White House, and I wouldn't get. We've had lots of these reports previously, and I don't think we should get too we should read too much into it at this point, because we don't really know what's going on between the two sides that matter here, which is Ukraine and Russia.
Matthew Verdum, thank you very much for joining
Sure.
us and speaking to us.